What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the market moving forward and talk about some very important levels, what's going on with big news that's coming out for Tesla, what you should be watching for as time progresses in the pre-market session. But before I break down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a few things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000 and you're guaranteed 15. And the offer ends in just about 2 days from now. Anyways, now let's talk about Tesla. We're trying to push right now during the pre-market approaching our 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame as resistance. And we're actually getting very close to my 225 target, which I think Tesla could try to touch. Now the question is, if we do finally reach the highs near the 225 area, can Tesla break that? And we're going to be trying to watch that at least for moving forward. And if we reject off that, Tesla could actually end up dipping again. We'll be watching to see if we can try to break 225. That's going to be a very, very key level. So going back to some data, I just want to mention that we don't really have much for today being Monday. At 10:30 a.m., we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. That's going to be 1 hour after the market opens. Then at 11:30 a.m., we have the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions. That's also going to be very, very important. So watch and see what this ends up leading to. Now, for others out there, I just want to mention that we just had McDonald's announcing earnings. It wasn't actually very, very good because they missed on EPS with $2.97. Revenue is at $6.49 billion below expectations. Their sales declined, which is not the best of news for them. And also, we're going to be looking for more and more potential cuts in their spending to help them kind of offset all of this. So they just barely launched the $5 meal. We'll have to see what that goes for them. This is making a lot of headlines right now. For the earnings calendar, just remember, guys, that for Tuesday, that's when we have AMD and Microsoft and PayPal. Wednesdays when we have the FOMC meeting with Jerome Powell giving a speech, not to mention Meta's earnings. And Thursday is going to be the big day with Amazon, Apple, and Intel. We have some very, very important earnings coming, so get ready for all of that. Anyways, going back to Tesla, I just want to mention that right now it's a big pick for Morgan Stanley. So it's actually a big shift right now. It's some bullish news that's come out. And they're also aiming for a $310 target. That's something very important, something else that's worth noting. They also gave it a top pick rating in their their overall top picks that come out in the different sectors. So that's actually a little bit more bullish. And on top of this, they're mentioning the fact that the restructuring charges are recognized and they're very, very happy with the big improving cash flow, not to mention their capacity utilization that's improving. So they gave some good reasons for this, especially because of the new tax credits. So it makes them very, very excited about all of this. And they're saying that Tesla once again has a lot of upside potential. So it makes me very excited. This is some good news that came out finally from Morgan Stanley. Besides that, I haven't seen too much news. As of right now, Tesla's trying to hold up and it's trying to push right now during this pre-market session. So let's talk about these levels and break down the charts for the rest of these tickers. So for Tesla, this 50 EMA is acting as resistance where we currently are. Then we have 225. This zone right here is our next resistance. If this breaks, we're going to be looking for a push into the 230s. 230 is likely going to be coming if we break 225. But if we end up hitting the lower part of this range, we end up losing like 219. Tesla could be dipping back down to 215. So as of right now, it's looking like Tesla's going to attempt to push higher for at least 225. We'll see if that breaks or not. But like I said earlier, I do think Tesla could push a little bit more. It's going to be a tough fight at 225. We'll see if Tesla could break that. The structure looks more bullish with this low right here came up in a higher low. So as long as we hold this low, there's potential for us to try to push higher. And we got to break that 225 resistance zone, and this could start pushing even higher. So watch for that very, very carefully. It has potential. Another thing worth noting is that when it comes to SPY, we're pushing right now during our pre-market session. So the market's trying to push higher. I like this setup. We have a nice wedge that's forming here. This is favoring the upside. If the question is, can we hold 546? If we hold above that, yes, this could lead to more upside. If we don't, there's going to be a rejection. So make sure you watch support at 544. If we lose 546 and 544, look at 542. And if that fails us, we have a big gap to fill all the way down to 539. For resistance, make sure you watch this area right over here around the 547.5 area. If that breaks, look out for at least 550, if not 552. So I do see upside potential, but we got to hold above at least 546 on SPY. The setup is more bullish. Looking at this wedge that's forming, this is favoring the upside in my personal opinion. So I'll just have to see how this ends up going, at least for the time being. We have this nice little wedge that's kind of like developing on SPY like this. Now, I'm going to try to be kind of quick for the rest of these. Same thing on ES. You have a nice bullish wedge like structure. Break 55.30. We'll be looking for basically 55.50. If you lose 5,500 flat, we turn back down. But as of right now, it's favoring upside. SPX is trying to push a little higher. It's getting tight right now. We need to see it try to break past 5,500. That could turn it a lot more bullish. So give it some time. Bitcoin is pushing. I talked about 70,000 yesterday. We're actually very close to that. I think we're going to be pushing higher for about at least 70,000 on Bitcoin. Nvda is just continuing to consolidate. We're just getting tighter and tighter on Nvda, not really doing much. So you have to give this some time. I think that we're just forming like a wedge, and we'll see which way it breaks out in. We're in this tight area, so if we end up losing 112, we turn more bearish. If we break past 116, we turn bullish. We are pushing a little bit. I did suspect it would push just a bit, and we're just continuing to consolidate, so give it some time. We'll see if we can break past 116. It's been range bound. It still is like this, so give it some time to see which way we break. For the QQQ, we're also range bound. We need to see it try to break and hold above 466. So we had a wedge. We're trying to break above that. But can we hold 466? If we hold that, I'll be looking for 468 and 470. If we fail to hold that, we could be dipping back down towards 462. So we'll just have to see how well this holds up and give this some time. But there is some upside potential in this. As long as we hold above 466, we'll see if that ends up being the case or not. For Aapl, we're actually turning down a bit on Aapl, so it's not looking too good so far. Might be a retest of 216. We failed to get back above 220, which is a bad sign. We need to break 220 to turn bullish. If we fail to do so, look out for 216. I think we're going to be testing 216 flat and then possibly 214 if that fails. So we need to see some buyers defend Aapl. We'll see how well it ends up holding up. For the IWM, we're trying to test these highs right here around 227. If that breaks, I'll be looking for 228 and 230. So watch and see if we can break 227. And if we reject, I'll be looking for 219, 224, and then 222 as our supports. As of right now, there is more potential. For just a few more, we have Coinbase. It's also trying to push higher. We're basically approaching this 250 area. If this continues to hold up, I'll be looking for a nice imbalance all the way up to 258. So there's upside potential for that. Amazon has a nice inverse head and shoulders like structure. Could try to push higher. 184 is level to watch for if that breaks on Amazon. I'll be looking for 187. If it fails to hold 184, I'll be looking for a retest of 182, but this is favoring upside. Meta is also favoring the upside. Nice inverse head and shoulders breakouts. Going to be looking to see if we can try to get back above 474 and then 478. As of right now, Meta is favoring upside. Microsoft is favoring upside. We'll see if this could break past 430. If this holds, I'll be looking for 432, then 434. And Google's also trying to rebound. I'll need to see it break past 172 now. If that breaks, we'll be looking for a push all the way up towards 175. So I'm seeing some potential in big tech. We'll see how well this ends up holding up. And Tesla's doing a pretty good job. We'll see if we break 225 or not. So I'm seeing upside potential in the markets. The market's holding up a little bit better than before. So with that being said, I just want to thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great day. And this is going to be your pre-market update for now. There's a bullish catalyst for Tesla, and we're seeing some life in the chart. We have to break some key resistance to continue to go. So far, Tesla's hitting the upper area of its range, so it's favoring the upside. We'll see if we break resistance or not. So far, so good from Tesla, and we have a bullish catalyst, so I can't wait to see how Tesla goes. With that being said, have a great day, guys. Stay strong through this whole session. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you and peace out.